Hello and welcome to my Production Wonders Part 2. In this video we will discuss production wonders of the great empires. Now, this part of the wonders has some collectible kind of wonders more, where you have to unlock chests for a certain activity per day. We don't have as much of them as we had in the Wonders of the Ancient World here, which we discussed in the previous video. Now, here we have Hagia Sophia, Forbidden City, and basically Tikal. Yeah, it's a Mayan one. And we will go also in the Wonders of Stories and Myth. Now, for this video, let's start with Hagia Sophia. Now, this wonder grants you a mystery chest which can include research points whenever you solve a negotiation up to 5 times a day. So basically, if you want to make the max out of your wonders, production wonders especially, like if you remember we had wonders here like Tomb of Mausolus, who needs you to complete any quest or any task up to 5 times per day to open the chest. Here is basically the same story, but you need to solve a negotiation, and you can do it either through this monthly pass. You will always have negotiations here or battles by choice, or you can also get some negotiations of course in events, but main will come from the treasure hunt. So now, negotiations are usually like first 3-4 encounters on each level of the treasure hunt, because after that they're very hard and no point to waste gems to complete it. So now Hagia Sophia gives you this chest. Well, like Tomb of Mausolus, if you remember, this one gave us this chest and it gave us food. This one, on the other hand, gives us gold. So, decent amount of gold, like 700,000 gold is not bad to have every day, because you have the highest percentage, so the most you can get the gold from here. Of course, this will scale a little bit up with the leveling, and so this wonder doesn't need to be active all the time. You just pop it up to actives before you start to do any negotiations, and then basically when you complete 5 of them, you switch this wonder back to whatever you need there. It can be other production wonder, or it can be a military wonder, it can be basically anything. Also, it has a chance to provide you with the research points. Now, 1 research point with 40% and 2 research points with 5% chance on level 1 is actually nothing, because towards the end of the game, with the event buildings and stuff, you're gonna produce tons of research points per day, and this just 1 or 2, if you're lucky, will not make you a huge difference. So, in a part of the leveling, this wonder, when it levels up, of course it will scale a little bit, but still it's not worth it to invest resources to build up this wonder, because the prizes for this chest are really not worth it, but the cost of upgrade of this wonder is like everyone else, every other wonder. So basically it's too high, and you don't need to spend thousands of resource points and resources just to get maybe 2 RPs later with a higher chance, or 3. It's just not worth it, but you can use it on level 1 to 4 if you want, just level it up a little bit, just a little bit, and you can just optionally switch it on when you are up to negotiations to get the max out of your game. So not to miss any rewards, you might use it and use it each day, just switch it for 10-15 minutes and switch it off before the negotiations. Now, also it produces 250 of a random current era or previous era good in 1 day. So 24 hours you get 250 of something from previous era or this era. It's completely nothing, so it's not even worth a while, so if you're gonna switch it on just for 5 encounters before you do them, for 5 negotiations before you do them, it's okay because you're just not missing any possible prizes you can get throughout this game. So, decent wonder, but no need to invest in it, so you can use it just as the way it is. And let's continue. Now the next one here is the Forbidden City. Now Forbidden City is one of those wonders like Cheops Pyramid. So basically for each era, for each allied culture, you have a special wonder for them which boosts their goods production. Now first one we were talking about was the Cheops Pyramid for Egypt. It boosts Egypt goods output. And now here you have Forbidden City, which does absolutely the same thing, but for China. And I would say China was the easiest allied culture to complete, and the most goods were made out of it. So when I finished China, I had so much goods from there, so I still, even though I still use them sometimes, somewhere, I basically never go back into China to produce more because I still have too much. But if you're struggling, if you just started China and you just got this blueprint by random chance, it makes sense to use it, but just for this boost. As you see, I leveled it till level 4 because I don't need it higher. You don't need to invest in this wonder. Make it to level 4 will cost you nothing. Maybe in total like 100 RP points, a little bit more maybe. It's nothing really. And this level 4 gives me 16.5% of goods boost production in China, which can be quite decent if you just started China and you're just starting to collect resources. You need to upgrade tech tree, you need to build up your China city, so basically that makes sense to use it, but just for that. But I highly suggest that these wonders are not to be invested in, because each allied culture lasts, as I told you in the previous video, only for 2 eras, and so when the second era ends, you will never use this wonder again, and the allied culture, for example in this case China, will be over and you will not use it ever again. So investing in these kind of wonders is useless, but you can use it during the age of that era if you have it, and you can even boost it a little bit up to level 4 like I did, so it has not a 10% boost but 16.5, a bit higher, and it's nice to have when you just start a new era. So also, as usual, it gives you 130 of each current era good. Now, less than we just talked about Hagia Sophia, it gives 250 but 1 resource. But this one gives kinda more because it gives all 3 of the resources produced in the current era by 130. Trust me, this is completely nothing because it goes in 24 hours, so there's actually no point in keeping it active just to have its production complete. Once per day you can get more decent rewards, like from the wall you can get research points, from the Sphinx you can get a commander, and goods you can also get from Terracotta Army if you want to use it for just to get that commander as well. So basically this is useless. You produce a lot more by yourself, by your city, per 2 hours, so this is just pointless. And also this wonder will grant you 60 of each of current era good extra per every other active temple. Now also useless because you will not use this for production. Production is once per day, and per 24 hours your city will produce like thousands of them, and this will just give you a few hundred. And you will only use it for China boost, to boost the production there. So optional wonders, if you have them at the right time when you start a new allied culture, it's useful. If you don't have it, then just don't waste your time on getting it. and I highly suggest not investing in one of these. Now we can move on to the next one, and the next one will be the Tikal. Tikal is the Mayan version of the boost. You see, I did not unlock it because I finished all those eras because these wonders were introduced. Basically, it looks beautiful actually, but basically what it does exactly the same as all of the wonders like this, like Cheops Pyramid, like Forbidden Palace, like Tikal. They're all the same. On the base, on the level 1, it gives you 10% boost to the output of all goods production in Mayan Empire by 10%. Well, also the same story. I would highly suggest not investing in it because it's very expensive to reach a wonder to the max level. This will only be needed for 2 eras, like the Byzantine and the Franks, when the Mayans are your allied culture. But I would suggest highly on using it on level 1 to level 4 if you want, while you're in the Mayan era, because Mayans are probably the worst experience in this game by the allied culture. Its systems are very difficult, and it's very hard to get goods there because it's ridiculously expensive, just ridiculously expensive, and the production is kind of low, and you also need to put priests for time to pray in the ritual sites so that you get that happiness boost. The pain and the main problem there is also with that, because you need to log in quite often and just repelage those ritual sites, because your priest will go there, for example, and work 1 hour, and then that's it. And so you need to log in like once in 2-3 hours just to repelage that happiness boost, because without the happiness boost, Mayans are just really pain, and even with it they're hard. So you need to invest your time and effort into Mayans constantly per daily basis while you're on it, just to be able to complete them normally without any difficulties, without too much at least of those. And so this might come in handy because for Mayans, because they're really hard, really low production, really difficult to complete, and ridiculously expensive, whatever you can get as a boost for them will help you out, like, definitely. So Tikal is very good wonder for that, and once again, I don't suggest investing in these wonders because they last for 2 eras with the allied culture, then you will never use it. But this is useful even on level 1 to 4, just to help you get that little bit of boost, just to make your culture grow a little bit easier without many difficulties. Now, also this wonder gives you production boost, which boosts the output of all goods productions in capital city by 5%. This is what makes it even more better, because Byzantine and Franks are a bit tough to complete because of the Mayans, and so if you get even those 5% extra to your capital city, this is at least something. So this is actually a nice boost, because it doesn't give you like 130 just goods like the Forbidden Palace. It just boosts everything in your city, all the production in your city, by 5%, which is much higher benefit, and that's really decent. It will only boost your workshops, so not gold, not food, but workshops. Keep in mind that, and also it can boost the output of all goods production in capital city by 5% extra per every active arena. Now, this can be optionally useful if you have arenas active, like if you get Colosseum early, if you get Chichen Itza early. So yeah, those are both arenas, and you can just get a little bit more of that boost here. So that's about the Tikal. Nice wonder with a finally decent extra boost, not like Cheops Pyramid and the Forbidden Palace. So this is actually useful, but don't invest in it. It's not worth your while. Just use it as it is. If you get it on time when you're in Mayans, and you're gonna be really happy because you have it. And so, before we go into wonders of stories and myth and discuss the last wonder here we did not discuss, I will show you on the website all 3 wonders we just talked about. Here we are. As you see, I'm opening Hagia Sophia, and I will just show you how it scales. So basically, you can reach out to maximum of 3 research point chance of dropping from that chest, which is on the max level would be 15%, so this is like, you almost never get it. I don't want to be pessimistic, but basically these 2 RP points overhit. And the most useful part, which is gold, also is just 21% here. It gets lower over the course of leveling, and you get those 2 research points per day on a daily basis, like most of the time. Yeah, so actually not useful, as you can see. Low percentage, basically low drops. Even if you get those 2 RP points, it's kind of nothing comparing to what you are going to get towards the last eras, and just not worthwhile to invest, because the resources requirements will be extremely high, like for every other wonder. So be careful and don't invest in it. Just use it as it is. It's actually the most decent on level 1. Even if you're Stone Age, Bronze Age, whatever age you are when you unlock wonders, even if you get this one as the first, it's very nice, because it will do negotiations, okay, and some days, and you can do just 5 of them per day, and you can get the higher chances on the level 1 are 55% for gold. So gold will be essential, like really essential, and just getting some extra coins there would be like a decent boost for you if you don't have any better or other wonders. So why not? Okay, let's check out the next ones. Now we gotta move to Forbidden City. Now Forbidden City, as all of these type of wonders, start with 10% boost and end up with 36.5. Now trust me, by the time you're in the China, you will not even have a chance to level it up to level 30. You will probably be stuck somewhere around level 15 at best. And it's not worthwhile. It only lasts for this Allied Culture timeline, which is 2 eras. And after that, you're never gonna use it, so it's not worth investing thousands of resource points, and you will not have them by the time as much, just to get this more boost production. And as I say, China is one of the easiest. You will have tons of goods there, and I rarely see a reason why would I need an extra boost there. Well, if I would start China and I would have nothing else in the wonders to put, I would put it for active, just for a little bit boost. Okay, so that's how this goes. And the goods, yes, they scale, of course, and you get like 390 on level 30, but it's just funny. You waste like 1,000 RPs and you get 390 goods per day, per 24 hours, so definitely not worth your while. And now we go to the best one of these type of wonders, which is Tikal. From my opinion, it's one of the best of these wonders. Now this one also starts with a 10% boost, and like every wonder else in this category, and 5% it gives this extra to your capital city. Now this one, of course, towards the leveling gets the same 36.5% for Maya and 18.2% to capital. Now this is decent, but since we have a lot of better wonders, you would want to invest more. I highly suggest not investing in it. So use it on level 1 to 4, it's very useful. If you're really a fan of it and you find that the goods production you need it higher in your capital, of course, but the bonus of this wonder is that it not only lasts for the Mayans for 2 eras, but it also gives you a boost for capital city, no matter in which era you are. So sometimes you may focus on getting one certain wonder, and you will get some certain blueprints only as an extra these rare blueprints, and maybe you will have a lot of decals and you will have nothing else to put in your wonders. Active page, so yeah, this can be used. This can be used even when you finish the Mayans. I'm not suggesting in using it anyway, but it can be used. So, but towards the end of these eras, you're gonna be wanting to use all the time mostly only military wonders, because you will fight Alliance Treasure Hunt, and Alliance Treasure Hunt requires you to have a lot of military wonders on level 3, especially leveled up, so that you can do the battles easier without mercenary commandos and without extra difficulty. But I would say that Tikal is the best wonder out of these category of wonders, because it also boosts the capital city on the passive. It's like a passive income basis. So this is very, very decent actually, and this was very well thought through, and this wonder is actually nice. And you will have some arenas active, so this 5% boost for each arena, you will get it. Maybe sometimes you'll get a 10%, depends on which wonders you got. So this wonder is probably the best out of them and the most useful, because Mayans are really the hardest there is, the most difficult allied culture yet released. Now let's return to the game, and you see the only wonder we didn't discuss is the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Now you might say City of the Carcassonne, but we discussed this city when we discussed the military wonders in my other video. So here I will just go through the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Now this wonder was added recently, and like maybe a week, 2 weeks ago from I'm making this video, maybe 3, okay, but still recently. And this wonder is probably one of the best introduced. Like if I get the top, I would make Abu Simbel, Tower of Pisa, Chichen Itza, and something like the Temple of Artemis if you go military. But production wonders case, so this is outstanding. So this is just what you want to get if you're early game especially. This is what you will be happy to have in your late eras even. Now the main minus of this wonder is that it's nature and the temple, so it doesn't have a real synergy with your military wonders, no matter if those are health booth wonders which require fortresses, or if it's military wonders that increase your damage. Damage wonders require statues. So this is not going together with anything, and except for Sherwood Forest, but if you watched my video, Sherwood Forest is the worst wonder ever introduced in this game. So basically, it's a nature wonder, one of the 3 now. We have Hanging Gardens, which produce food, and has no synergy on this nature wonders. We can go and check it here. As you see, extra per every active palace it gives, so palace, not nature, not temple. And also we have Sherwood Forest. Yeah, Sherwood Forest is the most useless wonder because it boosts Archer's health point, which is ridiculous, but Sherwood Forest benefits from every active fortress because it's a health wonder. So basically it does not go with anything of the nature. And now, but it itself needs a nature wonder to have this extra boost. We'll talk about it, but also it's a temple. So temple can be combined with some production wonders. It can have a synergy with production wonders. So main minus of this Leaning Tower of Pisa is by what it is, like, because nature, well, we don't really need it. None of the wonders yet need the nature synergy, except for Tower Pisa itself. And temple, okay, but it would be better if it would be considered a statue just for the sake of this game, not for the real life, of course. Or at least something else you can combine it with, because most of the people on the high eras, they use only military wonders. No one uses production wonders as much, and temple, well, it's not really useful. But what's amazing about this wonder and why I consider it one of the best, it's just outstanding, because first of all, you have this cap here. As you see, I have 9 out of 10 research points. When I reach 10 research points, this timer will stop, and I will not produce any more research points until I spend these. Right, so what does the Tower of Pisa? Tower of Pisa raises your cap to 15, which is very decent, because sometimes, for example, you sleep too much, sleep for 12-13 hours, and you lose every time like 3-4 research points. Early years, like early start of the game, something like Minoan era, it can be especially critical to lose those, because you would want to progress through your tech tree faster to unlock alliances, treasure hunts and everything. So basically, this is decent even on the end eras, because 15 points is very, very nice, it's very good, and it's a nice cap raise. So next, what it does, it's even better. It regenerates the time boost, so speed ups regeneration time for research points by 10% on the base level 1. So the idea here is that basically your research point, 1 research point is produced in 1 hour. But what this does, it decreases it by 10% each time, so 10%, so minus 6 minutes, and your 1 research point will be produced a lot faster. It will be produced in 54 minutes, not 1 hour, on the standard level 1 on the base. And now also, it speeds up regeneration time for research points by 2.5% extra per every active nature wonder. Now, this synergy will work firstly because Leaning Tower of Pisa is a nature itself. So because you will use it, it will get the standard 2.5% as the base all the time, because all the wonders calculate themselves towards this extra boost. And now, if you like food and you went to the Hanging Gardens being active most of the time of the day, this will give you already 5%. So never use Sherwood Forest, trust me, even this 2.5% is useless to have. Trust me. But yeah, you still can get those 5% from at least useful wonders, and this is very nice. So you get RP points faster, a lot faster, and this will scale towards the higher levels, and it also raises a cap. So when I wake up, I usually have 10 RP points, but if I have this at level 1, when I wake up I will all the time have 15 RP points. 5 points, you know, for this game is very, very decent. So now let's check the website, what it has for us on this particular wonder. Now, let's see. So firstly, you got those 10% lower chance, right? Not lower chance, but lower time to produce a research point, and 15 is the base for them. And as you see, both the cap and both the percentage levels up accordingly with the level, which is outstanding actually. This is really outstanding. This is extremely insane, good, powerful, very strong wonder. From production wonders, definitely the best. I don't have it yet, it was just released, but when I finish my Colossus of Rhodes, which will allow me to faster accumulate gears to get more wonders, I would definitely go for it, because this is outstanding. And you see, on the max level, you have 52 research point cap. And 40% you have a decrease in the time of production, so you will produce 1 research point in 36 minutes. That's really, really nice. So basically, if we just calculated raw, in 1 hour you get 2 RPs. So you sleep 10 hours, you get 20 RPs, just for that. And this will help you out, because RP points are needed in hundreds, thousands everywhere, so this will help you boost your wonders unnormally fast. This will help you boost your tech tree if you need it, very fast. This will basically be like essential for your city. You just definitely want to get it. So my priority, just for the sake of these videos, I would say that firstly I would go to Colossus of Rhodes, finishing, because it gives gears, more gears from helping others, so you will get your orbs a lot faster, and then when you have a decent level of Colossus of Rhodes, I would definitely try and go for this and try and get it, because this is outstanding and this is really, really good. This is very, very strong. This is worth your time, investment, whatever you want to call it. This is just insane. So probably the best wonder introduced from the last one. So this is just very, very, very good. So now we return to the game, and we see that we covered the wonders of the Great Empires in this video and wonders of the stories and myth. Now these wonders will expand and we will have some more. So if you're gonna get this Leaning Tower of Pisa, for example, or City of Carcassonne after watching my military video, just save the orbs and just wait for the next promotion, or maybe just wait a little bit more, because I believe there will be new wonders released very, very soon for this section, and you might get, for example, Pisa, and alongside of it you can get something maybe new, because this is a new section. Only 2 wonders here are new, and it's only obvious that we're gonna have more. So this game is fully about patience. You never rush here, you never run or do something fast. This game is about patience. So the more patience you have, the more you win, basically. So if you collect orbs and just wait, I think you're gonna end up more happy than you could be if you just spend them and just rush. So I spent my orbs here, but I really wanted this Colossus, and but this week was the Artemis promotion, so I went for Artemis. Yeah, so thanks again for watching. This was my production wonders of the Great Empires and of the stories and myth guide. Once again, thank you for watching. See you on my next videos, and don't forget, if you have any questions or any detailed stuff you want to know, be sure to ask me in the comment section. Have a great day ahead.